All right, well, the holidays don't just present gift-giving dilemmas between the family get-togethers and office parties. There are plenty of uncomfortable encounters to navigate, the kind of moments immortalized in these classic movies and TV shows.
Maybe this was the mysterious Mr. Right I've been waiting my whole life to meet. Maybe not.
Sweet fancy Moses.
I told you we put it in too early.
Oh, it's just a little dry. It's fine.
All right, so what's the proper etiquette if you're a dinner guest confronted with a bone-dry turkey? Beth Titel writes about these social conundrums in the Boston Globe, and Jody Smith is the president of Menor Smith, an etiquette consulting company. She's also the author of the etiquette book, A Complete Guide to Modern Manners. Well, actually, the skin on that turkey looks pretty good.
It did look pretty good.
It's the best part of the turkey.
Yeah.
Let's start with the perpetual conundrum, and that was Elaine at Seinfeld dancing at the company Christmas party. It seems so obvious, Susan Dotes, but...
But you know what cracks me up? I think the biggest don't should be don't have the party.
Yeah.
Because it's like they should just cash each employee out. Like we would have spent $7.47 on the amount you're going to eat. You don't have to come to the party.
But people, they do it anyway. They do it. They're going to do it.
So once you're going to have the party, you just have to remember some of the do's and don'ts. And if you dance like Elaine, probably don't dance at all during the party. But people get confused between an office holiday party and a social party. And you have to remember for the office one, you still need to dress professionally, which means that you want to be covered up appropriately and just add a little bit of sparkle to make it holiday-ish. Go early and leave early. It used to be that people would talk about you at the water cooler. Now they're taking videos of you and putting it up on the internet. And you want to make sure that you take some time to go and meet the people that you don't necessarily see every day in the office. This is your chance to have a little FaceTime with them.
You know, one of the hardest things is, and this is actually not that funny, but people have a really hard time deciding who they're going to see, what family members, you know, it's the husband's side, the wife's side, and then you get all these complicated relationships and driving back and forth. I mean, how do you solve that?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. One, you want to minimize visiting with unpleasant relatives. Number two, bring a dog, because the dog is like the great peacemaker in the family. And number three, if you go visit one side of the family, don't post it on Facebook so the other side sees what a great time you're having. I think that's when you talk about modern etiquette, it seems to me when you have people over to a party now, you might want to say to them, please don't upload this right away, because then all the people who weren't invited are
really
seeing that,
upset.
or relatives are saying, why are they spending 2 days with so-and-so? And
you want to make sure that as you're splitting the time, because you can't be everywhere and you can't be all things to all people, is that even if I'm spending the holidays with you, I let you know that we're going to see you over February break.
Yes.
So the person doesn't feel like they're completely being ignored. They know there's something to look forward to.
Or make yourself such an unpleasant guest that they actually don't want you to come. They're happy that you're at the in-laws.
I'm not going to advocate that.
The perennial, the gift giving.
Yes.
I mean, even in my family, so we started pulling names out of a hat and we wrote it, but it's nobody ever pays attention to it. You know, you pull one person out of a hat and you spend way too much money on them, and then you feel guilty and you buy gifts for everybody else anyway, and it's like, it's totally out of control.
What people need to do is have a conversation. So Thanksgiving is actually a great time, or right after Thanksgiving, great time to have these conversations. Send out an email and say, did gift giving work for you last year? Did it not work? Let's talk about what it means going forward. And one of the things that we're seeing a big trend in right now is doing experiences instead of gifts. So the gift is you're all going to go to Disney World together, or you're all going to go on a bike trip together. And that way you're enjoying each other's time, you're enjoying each other's company, and it's not one more thing to dust or take care of.
That's never going to cut it.
What I love now is if you give someone a gift and you do not include a gift receipt, that's rude.
Yeah.
It's like you have to apologize. I'm sorry that you can't return the present I'm buying you. I mean, it's gotten to the point where people want to just dictate everything about their lives, including what kind of present they're going to get. But I guess now the way to show that you care is to give them a gift card from a store you know they like, or like a gift card to buy other gift cards. What my mother did this year for her grandchildren was she said, here's a set amount and here's a catalog that has all these places you can donate to. So she had the children choose what charity they could
Which
give
is
to.
wonderful.
Now, where do you
Yeah.
two stand on regifting? I mean, if you had something that's a perfectly good gift that somebody could be a gadget, could be some tray or plate or something. I've got too many of that stuff. Is it a bad form to do that?
I love regifting, but you have to follow the 4 regifting rules. It has to be brand new and never used.
Yeah.
It has to be something you would have gone to the store
See,
to buy
that's
for the
crucial.
person.
To me, that's the one thing.
Yeah, it
gotta
has
be
to be
new.
something that
The person has to
like.
want it.
Yeah.
Like that you might have actually bought it for them.
Yes. Then you have to go through the packaging, make sure there's no cards that are addressed to you,
Yeah.
rewrap
Yeah.
it, and worlds can't collide. So if my mother gave it to me, I shouldn't be giving it to my sister. And as long as you follow those guidelines, regifting
But I'm
is
wondering
great.
about being more open. Like, I would feel guilty giving away a gift that my mother had given me,
yeah?
particularly to.
How about a sister-in-law?
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, I guess you're right. Okay.
right.
And
Not
you,
right.
you can tell people, like, if somebody has a pair of antique diamond earrings and you're giving them to your granddaughter, of course you're going to say these are heirloom
Yeah.
earrings.
Everything
That's
has to be in the heirloom category, though.
No, we
Like,
didn't
this
even
isn't-
get to those
this
holiday
is-
cards and letters.
This is an
That's right.
heirloom from Amazon.com.
All right. Beth Titel, Jody Smith, thank you so much for being with us.
A
Good
pleasure.
tips.